So they just put one little arm in and squeeze right through. Her suction cups alone are so powerful. But once she gets one arm, two arm, three arm, with those powerful suction cups, you need to get her off as soon as possible.
That shows how smart she is.
Well, they're very, very intelligent. A lot of people compare them because they actually have the ability to learn by observation.
This place is real, isn't it?
Yeah, I cross it every day to get to the college.
Never recreate places from your memory. Always imagine new places.
You gotta draw from stuff you know, right?
Only use details, a street lamp or a phone booth, never entire areas.
Why not?
Because building a dream from your memory is the easiest way to lose your grasp on what's real and what is a dream.
Is that what happened to you?
Listen, this has nothing to do with me, understand?
Is that why you need me to build your dreams?
Get off of me. Back up.
Hey!
Back up!
Mom!
Get off!
Mom! Let me go!
Mom!
Let me go! Mom! Wake me up!
Mom!
Wake me up!
Mom!
Wake me up!
So I wanted to express how I am able to get out of depression, and find my way out. Okay, so one of the things that I've observed with experiencing depression, first off, I wanted to talk about it as a foreign thing, because really it's not a part of someone's true nature to be depressed. And a lot of times people find depression because of this odd foreign system where basically it just feels very foreign, you know? And so then sometimes it's easy to fall into wanting to isolate oneself from people because of the fact that it's hard to express a true authentic voice in this foreign system. The reason why I think of it as an octopus is because an octopus latches on, and I would basically, like, the way I think of it is an octopus latching onto someone's brain. An octopus also has its own ink, and it writes the script of all of the things that bring someone down. And it's feeding lies. And what it's doing is, I look at it, the suction cup is like basically reminders. So basically it's like trying to enter and weave its, tentacles into someone's brain. And then, but it's like at a time, where it's like first it's one arm and it tries to interweave and poke its way through to the brain, and it just tries to wrap its way around. And then the suction cups it's like the reminders of the emotion, but just basically re-victimizing a person, where it's like, remember this and remember that and remember this and things like that, into where it gets so intense. The more that the octopus is replaying it over and over, and the more intense it gets, then it puts its other arm and pokes through and interweaves and says, and remember this and remember, and it just becomes so intense and so severe. Now, the thing that I've experienced with going through it is so I'm explaining it in a very analytical way. I'm able to do that because I was able to come through yesterday. It was really bad. And I've had some scary moments. I don't want to get into the whole emotional thing. I want to get into the analytical thing, as far as like being able to see like what the hell is happening with depression. And it's very easy to identify with it because, let's say if an octopus was on somebody's mind and it was like literally in like wrapping its tentacles and doing all this like suction thing, the longer it's there, the easier it is to forget that it is not, it's foreign. It's not anything to do with the person and their authentic self. You know what I mean? But the reality is, and it's okay to acknowledge, that we live in a fallen world, you know, and people say mean shit. People, it's traumatizing. You know what I mean? It's like we go through things where it's like, you know, they'll attack you in a foreign way where it's like, wait, what? You know, but then like sometimes we re-victimize ourselves and it gets played over and over and over.
Who are you? I'm here to help you. Look, all you gotta do is wake up.
Wake up.
That's right, wake up. Try, concentrate, wake up.
They gave me a sedative.
Sedative. Well, we're just gonna have to ride this out till it wears off.
It's a dream, Alex. You can do anything you want in here. Haven't you figured that out yet?
None of it's real.
It's not about necessarily forgiving the people that cause trauma, because I know that society says you gotta forgive people.
While you were fooling around with Novotny, I was learning how to take advantage in here. In this world, you're nothing, Alex. And me, I'm...
That there is such a thing as manners. A way of treating people. These fish have manners. These fish have manners. In fact, they're coming with me. I'm starting a new company, and the fish will come with me. You can call me sentimental. The fish, they're coming with me. Come on. New company. We're going to a new company. Okay. If anybody else wants to come with me, this moment will be the moment of something real and fun and inspiring in this God-forsaken business, and we will do it together.
What? What's this supposed to mean?
We can discuss it after class.
I didn't plagiarize anything.
Whatever you call it, you copied key passages out of a reference book.
I quoted what I used.
You stole a lot more than you quoted.
I did not.
After class.
You're wrong!
Jake, I've got the same book. If I'm wrong, we will discuss it after class. Now sit down. Let's get started.
It's in the library. I'm gonna go get it.
Not now.
I can prove it.
Just sit down.
Why can't I get the book?
Jake.
Either sit down or go to the VP's office.
You don't want the class to know.
Did you hear what I said?
You want to be the only one with the answers. You want us to think you're the coolest, hippest...
Go to the vice principal's office.
If you're that great, why are you trying so hard to impress us?
Get out.
Keep telling us about the real world.
You get out of my class!
In the real world, you'd be a grown man competing with a bunch of 10th graders. You're a lightweight.
Please stay in your seat.
But the thing is, I'm looking at it like is being a parent to the inner child, okay? So I look at it like depression is the inner child trying to come up for air and basically say, like, can you hear me?
turned my world, you precious thing. You starve near exhaustion. Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one. You've run so long, you've run so far. Your eyes can be so cruel, just as I can be so cruel. Oh, I do believe in you.
You know, and the inner child recognizes, there's something that the inner child recognizes. It knows where it comes from, which is above this world. It's better than this world. You know what I mean? It's filled with love. It's filled with compassion. That's what we know spiritually. And then we enter into this earth phase and it just seems so foreign. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, people, they gaslight. They put their problems on you. And, you know, they're going through things too, you know, so it's not necessarily judging them and, you know, saying like, oh my gosh, like, you know, you're evil or anything like that, because everybody being a part of this really foreign system, sometimes, you know, trying to find your way out, like sometimes you've, you know, said something to somebody where it's hurt them.
Right. Knock it off. Come on. Stop it! Stop it! I'll say the words. No, I mustn't. I mustn't say. I wish. I wish.
Is she going to say it?
Say what?
You shut up. Listen, she's going to say the word.
I can bear it no longer. Goblin King, wherever you may be, take this child of mine far away from me.
You know what I mean? Whether or not you meant to, but the thing is, it's almost like people, there's a choice, either feeding into the octopus, you know, where it's like it just feeds it, you know what I mean? And it just feeds people re-victimizing themselves over and over and over. You know, so it's not about forgiving the other person or forgiving all the people that have made us feel less than. It's about forgiving ourselves. You know, forgiving the parent side of us. Because, like, the reality is, like, you know, if you're a parent and if you have a child and somebody says something mean to your child, are you going to forgive that person that says something mean to your child right away and say, oh, no, that's okay? That's okay. And then are you going to look at your child and blame it on their subconscious and say, it's your fault. You created them to say that mean thing to you. And then, like, if they start to cry, can you imagine, like, the worst parent ever to sit there and be like, oh, stop crying. You know what I mean? And trying to shut a child up if they're crying. So then the question is, why do people do that to their inner child? Why do people bury the voice of their inner child before anything else? And then, you know, because society tries to teach, you know, through religion and other things like that, that it's a noble cause. First, to forgive people and to be this hero. But, like, if we're not a hero of our inner child, we're not a hero of anything. You know what I mean? There's nothing noble to burying your true, authentic voice and your feelings. You know what I mean? But society does that, and that's why a lot of people suffer in silence. And it is true, people feel guilty for feeling depressed. I felt guilty for feeling depressed. Why? You know, but the reality is when we listen to somebody else, and if somebody's like, I'm going through depression, are we heartless? Like, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, I don't think most people are, but there are people that are heartless when it comes to people suffering through depression. They try to tell them, take a happy pill. You know, or just get over it, or, you know, be positive, and just like all this bull crap. But the thing is, all people want to do is feel like they're heard. That's it. They want to be heard and say, I hear you. And you're worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of all these things. You are a beautiful person. You come from divinity. That's what people want to hear. That's all they want, because that's what they know. That's what their inner child knows. And being in this foreign world where it's so much hate, it's so much things, like, it's just a fallen world. And so we have to, like, you know, get over the trauma of all of it. You know what I mean? And it's not our fault. If someone says something mean to somebody, it's not the person that, you know, is on the receiving end that's hurt. It's not their fault. But you know what? Society does that a lot. They blame the victim. They blame people and say, oh, like, it's your subconscious.
Everyone knew that whoever let the sadness overtake him would sink into the swamp.
Doing fine, Nordex. That's right. Come on, Artex. What's the matter? What's wrong? Come on, boy. What's the matter? I understand. It's too difficult for you.
Artex, you're sinking! Come on, turn around! You have to now! Come on! Artex! Fight against the sadness, Artex!
Artex, please. You're letting the sadness of the swamps get to you. You have to try. You have to care. For me. You're my friend. I love you.
Artex! Stupid horse! You gotta move or you'll die! Move, please! I won't give up! Don't quit! Artex!
You created it. You did this. You did that. How does that even, like, that's not true. You know? And I just think it's so important to rescue the inner child before anything else. You know, I mean, if you happen to along the way forgive somebody else, you will forgive your enemy. You will forgive the people, but you can only do that if you forgive yourself. And just say, I'm so sorry that, and just be so gentle and just say, I am so sorry that, you know, that person was rude and that person was so insensitive and that person, you know, talked to you in this type of way. I'm so sorry for that. You know what I mean? That's a good parent. And so if people can be good parents to themselves, that will end the epidemic of depression. There's a lot of other factors into it. It's not like it's not a black and white thing, but the only truth is love.
You need it. Our earth, the world we live in right now, I was told, is like a classroom to learn to love.
Powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. If the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be?
It's not you, as I sit in this boat, but I'm so cold, I go, we'll free, and now the hate, I've been waiting so long, but an hour has gone away.
a mission to fulfill.
As I sit in this boat, but I'm so cold, my boat.